Welcome to our deep dive into executive orders.
Oh, yeah?
You guys have sent us a fascinating stack of presidential directives,
Yep.
all focused on tech and finance, well,
Right.
four to be exact. And they were all issued between January 20th and 23rd, 2025.
Wow.
It's quite the executive order bonanza.
Yeah.
We've got Executive Order 14166 addressing TikTok,
Okay.
14177, which establishes a new science and tech council,
Uh-huh.
14178, which is shaking up the world of digital assets,
Right.
and 14179, focusing on AI.
What's really striking is how these orders issued, so early in this new administration
Yeah.
signal a potential U-turn from the previous administration's policies.
Yeah, let's start with the one that's grabbed everyone's attention. Executive Order 14166.
Okay.
TikTok on the brink. Did you know there was an act in place
Uh-huh.
set to effectively ban TikTok in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Just one day before the new president was inaugurated?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary-Controlled Applications Act was set to go into effect on January 19th, 2025.
Wow.
It essentially prohibits U.S. app stores from distributing TikTok
Right.
and internet hosting services from supporting it,
Mm-hmm.
all due to concerns about its Chinese parent company, ByteDance Ltd.
So imagine stepping into the Oval Office with that waiting on your desk.
Right.
What did the new president do?
Well, the executive order instructs the Attorney General to delay enforcement of the act for 75 days.
Hmm.
It's a strategic pause to assess national security risks,
Okay.
explore alternative solutions,
Mhm.
and potentially negotiate with TikTok or ByteDance.
That's a lot to unpack in 75 days.
Yeah, it is.
What does this mean for the millions of Americans who use TikTok?
Right.
Is this a temporary reprieve or the beginning of the end?
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But let's move on to Executive Order 14177.
Okay.
This one establishes the President's Council of Advisors on Science and Technology, or PCAST for short.
PCAST. This isn't just another advisory council.
Right.
PCST has a broad mandate to advise on everything from science and tech education to innovation policy.
Wow.
It even has a role in shaping existing laws,
Okay.
like the High Performance Computing Act
Mhm.
and the 21st Century Nanotechnology Research and Development Act.
And it's a pretty impressive group.
Oh, yeah.
24 members strong with experts from various sectors.
Yeah.
It's co-chaired by the Assistant to the President for Science and Technology
All right.
and the Special Advisor for AI and Crypto.
The inclusion of the special advisor for AI and crypto is interesting.
Yeah.
It suggests those areas are very high priorities for this administration.
Right.
The order even uses some really strong language about
Oh.
ideological dogmas hindering scientific progress
Uh-huh.
and emphasizes PCST's august in maintaining America's technological edge in the face of global competition.
That sounds like a pretty direct challenge to the previous administration's approach.
It does.
It definitely suggests a shift towards prioritizing scientific expertise and policymaking.
Yeah, I think so.
Could this lead to more funding for research or faster adoption of emerging technologies? It's a lot to consider, but first, let's explore Executive Order 14178
Okay.
and its venture into the world of digital assets.
All right.
This one is titled Strengthening American Leadership in Digital Financial Technology.
This order really signals a potential overhaul
Okay.
of the previous administration's approach to digital assets.
Hmm.
It explicitly revokes Executive Order 14067,
Right.
which established the previous framework for digital asset regulation and scraps the Treasury Department's framework for international engagement with digital assets.
So what does this mean for the future of crypto regulation?
Right.
Is the new administration taking a completely different approach?
While it revokes the previous framework,
Okay.
this new order still emphasizes responsible growth and protecting the U.S. dollar. It aims to support the growth of digital assets and blockchain technology while promoting responsible innovation.
It sounds like they're trying to find a balance,
Yeah.
acknowledging the potential of these new technologies,
Right.
while still recognizing the need for some level of oversight.
Exactly. And to navigate this new landscape,
Okay.
the order establishes a new task force,
Okay.
the President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets. It's composed of representatives from key agencies like Treasury,
Uh-huh.
Justice, Commerce, and Homeland Security,
Okay.
as well as the SEC and the Commodity Futures Trading Commission.
So a real powerhouse of regulatory bodies
Yeah.
What's their mission?
Right.
Are they tasked with creating an entirely new set of regulations from scratch?
Their mandate is to review existing regulations and propose new ones that align with this order's focus on responsible growth and innovation.
Hmm.
But here's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The order instructs the working group to explore creating a national digital asset stockpile.
Wait, a national stockpile of cryptocurrency?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Right.
Is the U.S. government planning to hoard Bitcoin?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
The order itself is pretty vague on the details.
Mm.
It essentially directs the working group to assess the feasibility of such a stockpile
Okay.
and suggest criteria for how it would be established and maintained.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, a national digital asset stockpile, huh?
It's certainly a fascinating concept.
Yeah.
Given your interest in finance, this is definitely something you'll want to keep an eye on.
Oh, for sure.
It begs the question, is the U.S. government looking to become a major player in the crypto world?
Right.
Perhaps similar to how it manages oil reserves.
That's a really interesting parallel.
Yeah.
The order doesn't explicitly state the purpose of this stockpile, but it's certainly a possibility.
Right.
Imagine the potential influence the U.S. government could wield if it held a significant portion of certain digital assets.
It's almost like stepping into uncharted territory.
Yeah.
We're used to the idea of national reserves of gold or oil, but a digital asset reserve,
Right.
that's something entirely new.
Yeah, definitely.
What are your thoughts on the potential implications of such a stockpile?
Well, it could signal a shift in how the U.S. government views digital assets.
Okay.
It's one thing to regulate them, but actively accumulating them suggests a recognition of their potential strategic value. It could even be seen as a move to establish the U.S. dollar's dominance in a world increasingly influenced by digital currencies.
That brings us to the last executive order in this set.
Oh.
Executive Order 14179, removing barriers to American leadership in artificial intelligence.
Right.
This one seems to be all about speed and removing obstacles to U.S. dominance in the AI field.
You're right, and this order marks a significant shift from the previous administration's focus on safe and trustworthy AI,
Okay.
as outlined in Executive Order 14110, which has now been revoked.
Okay.
This new order prioritizes rapid development and innovation,
Right.
arguing that excessive regulation could hinder U.S. progress
Uh-huh.
and allow other nations to gain a competitive edge.
It sounds like the new administration is putting its faith in American ingenuity,
It seems that way.
believing that the best way to ensure responsible AI development is to unleash the power of innovation.
Yeah.
But what does this mean in practical terms?
Right.
What specific actions does the order call for?
It mandates the creation of a new artificial intelligence action plan
Okay.
within 180 days. The details of this plan are yet to be determined.
Right.
But the order's language suggests a focus on streamlining regulations, promoting private sector investment,
Okay.
and fostering collaboration between government, industry, and academia.
So it seems like the new administration is taking a very hands-off approach.
Yeah.
Trusting that the private sector will drive innovation and push the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Right.
It's a bold move,
It is.
and certainly one that will generate a lot of debate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The potential benefits of such an approach are clear.
Okay.
Faster development of groundbreaking AI technologies, economic growth, and the maintenance of U.S. leadership in this crucial field.
But what about the potential downsides?
Right.
Could this emphasis on speed and deregulation come at the cost of safety
Oh, yeah.
or ethical considerations?
That's a valid concern.
Yeah.
Critics of this approach might argue that a more cautious, regulated approach
Right.
is necessary to mitigate the potential risks associated with rapid AI development.
It's a delicate balance, isn't it?
It is.
Finding that sweet spot between fostering innovation and ensuring that it's developed and deployed responsibly.
Yeah.
So we've covered 4 executive orders that have the potential to reshape the landscape of tech and finance.
Yeah, we have.
It's quite a lot to digest.
Indeed.
Yeah.
We've gone from the potential ban of a popular social media platform
Right.
to the establishment of a powerful science advisory council, the exploration of a national digital asset stockpile,
Yeah.
and a full speed-ahead approach to AI development.
Wow.
It's clear that this administration is not shying away from bold moves,
It's definitely a fascinating time to be following these issues.
especially for someone with your interest in the intersection of tech and finance.
Yeah.
These developments have far-reaching implications that will unfold in the months and years to come.
So where do we go from here?
Right.
What are the key takeaways from this whirlwind tour of executive orders?
Well, I think the common thread running through all of these orders is the new administration's focus on asserting American leadership in the digital realm.
And that seems to be achieved through deregulation,
Right.
promoting innovation,
Yeah.
and perhaps even establishing a strategic advantage through initiatives like the digital asset stockpile.
Precisely.
Hmm.
The administration seems to be betting on the power of American ingenuity
Right.
and a less restrictive regulatory environment to maintain the country's position at the forefront of technological advancement.
But as we've discussed, there are certainly valid concerns about the potential risks associated with this approach.
Yes, the question of balancing innovation with responsible development will be a central theme as these executive orders are implemented.
It seems like we've only just scratched the surface of what these executive orders could mean for the future of tech and finance.
Yeah.
There are so many questions that remain to be answered. It feels like we've covered a lot of ground today,
Yeah, we are.
exploring the potential impact of these 4 executive orders on the world of tech and finance.
It's been quite the deep dive, hasn't it?
Yeah.
From social media platforms to digital asset stockpiles.
Mm-hmm.
We've touched on some truly transformative concepts.
And I think you're right. The common thread seems to be this drive for American leadership in the digital realm.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to consider the different approaches these orders take.
Yes. The TikTok situation highlights a more defensive strategy,
Okay.
protecting American interests by potentially excluding a foreign-owned company.
Right.
Whereas the orders on AI and digital assets seem to be taking a more offensive approach.
It's almost like a two-pronged strategy, right? Protecting what we have
Right.
while simultaneously pushing forward to establish dominance in new and emerging technologies.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that focus on establishing dominance seems to be tied to a belief in the power of deregulation and a hands-off approach to innovation.
It's a gamble, though, isn't it?
It is.
Betting that American ingenuity will flourish in a less regulated environment,
Yeah.
but also risking potential downsides like security concerns or unintended consequences.
That's the key question that remains to be answered.
Yeah.
Will this gamble pay off?
Right.
Will we see a surge in groundbreaking innovation, or will we face unforeseen challenges down the road?
Right.
Only time will tell.
It's a fascinating dilemma,
Yeah.
and one that I'm sure will be debated for years to come. But for now, we've reached the end of our deep dive
Okay.
into these 4 executive orders. We've explored the key takeaways,
Right.
considered the potential implications, and hopefully sparked some thought-provoking questions for you guys listening at home.
I always enjoy these deep dives, unpacking complex topics and shedding light on the forces that are shaping our world.
Me too. And remember, this is just the beginning of the conversation.
Yeah.
We encourage you to continue exploring these topics on your own.
Right.
Dig into the details of the executive orders, read analyses from different perspectives, and most importantly, form your own opinions.
What resonates with you the most from what we've discussed?
Right.
What are your hopes and concerns about this new direction in tech and finance?
Yeah.
We'd love to hear your thoughts
Yeah.
as you continue your own exploration.
Until next time, keep diving deep.